from WQID. News 8 at 5 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Rebecca Smith. Thanks so much for joining us. There is a wind advisory in effect as severe weather threatens to hit our area. Let's get a first look at the forecast from Cassie Hyder.
Hi there, Rebecca. We do have a wind advisory in effect until 7 o'clock tonight. We're just talking about sustained winds between 20 to 30 miles per hour. But everything looks pretty quiet outside for the time being. We're still looking at a partly cloudy sky, and rain is still headed off to the east-northeast. We are still looking for the chance for some strong storms later on tonight, but it's going to take a while before it does get here. In the meantime, the current temperature is at 74 degrees. But the dew point is only at 43, so the lower the dew points, the less strong we're expecting those storms later night to be. 68 degrees right now in Galena. We're at 75 in Muscatine, 74 in Galesburg. Although we still have that wind advisory for tonight for the next couple of hours, if we do get those stronger storms in here later this evening, it could be potentially strong to severe with wind gusts around 60 miles per hour. So some of the area is under a slight risk for severe weather. We'll talk more about the timing for the storms and what we could see coming up in just a little bit.
Recent rain is pushing river levels near or over flood stage. Right now, the National Weather Service reports that the Mississippi River at Rock Island is at 13.2 feet. Flood stage there is 15 feet. In Muscatine, it's just over 14 feet. Flood stage is 16 feet there. And at the Rock River near Jocelyn, levels are over flood stage at more than 13 feet. Davenport Public Works is getting ready for some flooding. High water signs are posted along South Concord, south of River Drive. Drivers are urged to use caution if heading in that direction. Folks along South Concord and Enchanted Island can pick up sandbags at the parking lot of the Enchanted Inn. People in areas affected by flooding can also contact Public Works. That number on your screen, 563-326-7923, to request sandbags. Well, a group of students have found a way to live healthier lifestyles. They're starting at the roots, bypassing the grocery store and growing their own food. News 8's Jenna Morton is joining us with more on this.
Rebecca, this group of Monmouth students live on campus and grow all of their own food right in their backyard. It's part of Monmouth's educational garden. In their backyard, they grow everything from vegetables to planting fruit trees to getting honey from their own beehives. The students have learned to can and freeze dry their foods, and they live off what they produce. They even reuse food that has been thrown away to use as soil, and to water their plants, they use rainwater. These students spend hours a week maintaining the garden, but they say it's worth all the hard work.
The prospect of being able to both grow my own food and also to have a place that would serve as a model for not only the campus but the community as well.
The group has received grants to help with funding, and Monmouth says they expect the project to only grow. Rebecca?
A possible missile launch by North Korea has the region on edge. Secretary of State John Kerry made a trip to the Korean Peninsula, where he spent the last of a 3-day tour in Japan. Kerry offered North Korea negotiations if it gives up its nuclear program. Akiko Fujita has more from Tokyo.
An international marathon dominated headlines in Pyongyang today. On the streets, flags marking North Korean founder Kim Il-sung's 101st birthday tomorrow. Analysts have speculated leader Kim Jong-un would launch a missile to mark that holiday. But in Tokyo Sunday, Secretary of State John Kerry urged Pyongyang to opt for a peaceful resolution.
We can find a way to resolve these differences at a negotiating table. I hope they will hear that.
Kerry's visit here is the last leg of an Asia trip aimed at tempering tensions on the Korean Peninsula. In Japan, where 47,000 U.S. troops are based, there is increasing unease. Pyongyang has singled out Japan as the first target in case of war, and with its mid-range missiles within striking range, Tokyo's deployed Aegis destroyers and Patriot missile batteries in the center of the capital.
Those interceptors back there are pointed directly at North Korea. And with Pyongyang just 800 miles away, defense officials here say they are ready to shoot down any missile that threatens Japan.
North Korea's missiles have flown over Japan before. I'm constantly worried about another launch happening, this student says. I don't know how accurate those missiles are. Behind the scenes, there's a push for dialogue led by South Korean President Park Geun-hye. Kerry reiterated his support for North Korean engagement Sunday, but that's done little to quiet concerns here. Akiko Fujita, ABC News, Tokyo.
That April 15th tax deadline is just hours away, but for those procrastinators out there, it's not too late to get it done. Taxpayers can get a 6-month extension on filing those forms by filing a tiny form electronically or by mail that doesn't even require a signature. The extension is for filing, not for payment. You will owe interest on tax owed that is not paid by the regular due date. Coming up on News 8 at 5, Living Uncommon, how a local 5K race is benefiting Geneseo Elementary School.